Coming up next on this edition of In the City, the Hometown Heroes Walk for Children is back this year. Also, FEMA releases new flood maps that will affect some homeowners in Murfreesboro. Plus, kids at Salem Elementary fly kites to encourage summer reading. And the Miracle League hosts First Responder Day, where police and fire departments are buddies for the players. We'll tell you all about those stories and more coming up right now on this edition of In the City. Welcome to another edition of In the City, your source for what's happening right here in the city of Murfreesboro. I'm Michael Lynn White. The Child Advocacy Center's annual walk for child abuse prevention was a success this year, raising money and awareness for this essential organization. The 6th annual Hometown Heroes Walk for Children is back and in person.
We're here to show support for child abuse victims, as well as the Child Advocacy Center, which is an essential organization for this community to address the problem of child abuse.
Over 150 people registered for the walk this year. All proceeds benefit the Child Advocacy Center and the great work they do assisting law enforcement with child abuse cases.
Children come to the Child Advocacy Center every day and are interviewed in connection with the crime that has been committed against them. They're child physical abuse victims, child sexual abuse victims, children whose parents are using drugs in front of them, and so they come to the Child Advocacy Center to be interviewed. And we work as a team with DCS and law enforcement to interview those children and to try to figure out what's going on in their home.
This event is a great opportunity to raise awareness about child abuse in our community and also for people to come together in support of victims.
Anybody who has come forward to support Hometown Heroes and the Child Advocacy Center are putting their support in a fantastic place, in a fantastic organization.
The walk starts at City Hall and ends at the Child Advocacy Center on Samsonite Boulevard. For more information on how you can help, visit their website at cacrutherford.org. For City TV, Michael Lynn White. FEMA released new flood maps highlighting problem areas of flooding. These maps will change some residents' home insurance rates.
The City of Murfreesboro's floodplain administrator explains the history of how the federal government got into the business of flooding and flooding insurance.
You know, flooding is one of the most costly natural disasters in the United States, resulting in about $4 billion of property damage every year. Also, flooding is one of the highest losses of life due to natural disaster in our country. And so many decades ago, our country recognized the risk of flooding. As a result of that, in the mid-1970s, they developed the National Flood Insurance Program. We joined the National Flood Insurance Program in the mid-1980s, and FEMA provided flood maps that identified the high-risk areas for flooding in our community.
FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, recently released new floodplain maps that determines what properties are subject to flooding. The last one was released in year 2007.
The FEMA flood map is really a flood insurance rate map. It's used to identify areas that are known or anticipated to be of high risk of flooding, which then is used to calculate their flood insurance costs. We identified at least 200 of those properties that we believe their floodplain status will change. Some of the properties will be added to the floodplain, some will be taken out. And for those homeowners, especially the homeowners or property owners where their property status has changed, I think they'd be very interested in finding out about these new flood map products.
The city is informing citizens about this information so they can answer any questions they might have.
Certainly, they'll be available to come to the City Hall and meet with one of our planning staff. We'll be able to do that. That's at 111 West Vine Street here in Murfreesboro, and the planning department's on the second floor of City Hall. Our planning staff will be well versed in helping someone find their property and also to discuss the potential changes to the floodplain status of their property. The FEMA website, Map Service Center, which is msc.fema.gov. You can also locate your property by your address, and it'll let you know your current floodplain status. We plan to use that address database to send out notifications, to mail out notifications to the registered address of the owner. Most of those will find their mark, but occasionally we'll get a few of those back. And so we'll use a couple other forms of public notification as well, including press release, city TV, our website, and then just some hopefully word of mouth discussion with neighbors and homeowners and citizens in Murfreesboro. Well, the city is going to act over about the next 90 days to serve as a collector, if you will, of the information and comments on the flood maps. FEMA notified us with that on May 4th, the 90-day review period would start, and so we have basically an opportunity between now and the first part of August to respond to FEMA's plan to publish the maps. And if we do have questions or information or comments that would materially affect the maps, the city will serve as that collector to provide that information to FEMA and to their consultant who's providing the revised maps. Call our office at 615-893-6441.
Whitney Heckard's 4th grade class fly kites around Salem Elementary to encourage other students to keep reading throughout the summer. Summer is fast approaching, and while school kids are gearing up for some fun in the sun, there are still some things they can do so they don't fall behind.
We designed these kites so that we could fly them in front of kindergarten through 3rd grade so that it would remind them to read over the summer so that they wouldn't have the summer slide.
The summer slide is when kids aren't putting as much focus on learning over the summer holiday. Whitney Heckard's 4th grade class at Salem Elementary found a fun way to inspire younger kids to keep reading at least 20 minutes a day.
For about 9 weeks, we've had this project. For about 4.5, they've been building the kite and improving it, going back time and time again after flying it and then kind of falling apart. They've gotten to reconstruct and rebuild and learn what it truly means to be an engineer.
Another piece of this project was a student-led book drive for kindergartners.
We decided to give out books to kindergartners because they just learned how to read. So we decided to give them out because we wanted them to keep reading over summer.
Ms. Heckard says her students were excited to help other kids in the school and are happy to do their part in encouraging summer learning. For City TV, Michael Lynn White. The Murfreesboro Fire Rescue and Police Department spent a day with players in the Miracle League during First Responders Day.
The Miracle League of Murfreesboro uses a buddy system, pairing each player with an able-bodied peer. The result is a bond that cannot be described. Recently, the Miracle League hosted First Responders Day, where the first responders were the players' buddies.
The biggest reason that we do this is so that if our children and our adult players are in some sort of emergency situation, then they're not afraid of these people in uniform, that they've already formed a relationship, we've played ball together, and so yes, you can come and help me and I'm not going to be scared.
We all come out about once or twice a year and we get an opportunity to play with the children here, the special needs children here at the Miracle Field, and it's one of the highlights of our year. We absolutely love it. The Murfreesboro Police Department and most police departments now are starting to train our officers to effectively respond to calls involving children who are autistic. It gives us some training on how to calm situations down.
Can't help but put a smile on your face when you come out here. So it is, sorry, these guys are great. I love sports, I love baseball, I watch it every night. And you see these kids come out here, and I've got 4 healthy kids, proud of them, God's been great, and these kids love being out here.
We caught up with Russell, one of the players of the Angels, and talked to his mom on what it means for Russell to play in the Miracle League.
He loves like all sports. He does wheelchair basketball and sled hockey and baseball, and if he can have a ball in his hand, he's happy. He has spina bifida, so he actually don't feel his feet, so it's impressive. He wasn't supposed to walk. Sports, I think, are what keeps him going. It keeps him determined, and he wants to play so bad. He's going to make sure he can do what he can to play.
There is no other place like this around here, and for these kids to have the opportunity to come out here and have a little fun and feel like that they are like everybody else, I don't think they can replace that. And, it's an honor to come out here, and once you get out here, no matter what kind of day you're having, you're going to have a good one.
MTSU organized a volunteer cleanup day with local governments and organizations along Spring Branch inside Old Fort Park. MTSU, the City of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, UT Extension, along with volunteers, came together for a trash cleanup event at Old Fort Park. Years ago, the city installed multiple water quality features at Old Fort Park to help filter out pollutants from stormwater as it runs off hard surfaces like roads. The coordinator addressed the group before getting their hands dirty.
Collectively, all of us try and partner regularly. We've got fantastic people in the city and the county that partner with us. Our goal through the Stormwater Program is to try and keep the rivers and streams clean and to do a lot of education and outreach with citizens because non-point source pollution is from everywhere. It's from all over. And once it makes its way to our streams, it does have an impact on the health of our rivers and our water quality. So Old Fort Park has Spring Branch that comes from the center of the park and winds its way through, and then we have Lytle Creek. And at the front, one of the areas that we'll clean up is the detention area that catches a lot of the trash and the runoff from the roadways. It's a beautiful park. It's a big area, part of our greenway system. We have a lot of visitors that come here that aren't used to our greenway system and how nice it is. We don't want you just to do a cleanup today. We really want you to enjoy yourselves and enjoy the park system because we've all been indoors so long. That it's nice to get out, but also to really showcase what what's out there and think about our rivers and streams differently if we haven't, from how they can be protected and what we can do at home. What you guys don't realize is we try and get out in the community all the time, but we actually report this back to the state about what we're doing to try and protect the rivers and streams. So it helps the program to be successful in networking and communicating with citizens, but it also helps with the action items that actually protect the waterways.
The Master Gardener program through the UT Extension office are volunteers that use their horticulture education through our community.
So today we are putting that knowledge to action, getting out here and cleaning up our waterways and keeping it beautiful. So we can keep them beautiful by planting plants, but we can also just clean up our area and making sure that we are not pushing our trash or pollution further downstream. So we are grateful to partner with Cynthia Allen, with MTSU, the Stormwater Association. If we can all come together, we can do more. So by partnering together, we do more, we share more, we get more people involved. So we are just grateful to partner with them all the time. It's a great way to just be a part of our community and give back, is just by partnering together and making sure that we're all making each other's programs better.
Old Fort Golf has a new golf pro. We introduce Emily Miller. At 12 years old, Livingston, Tennessee native Emily Miller fell in love with playing golf. Now she's teaching others about the game that's given her so much.
I was a little later to the game than most juniors. I played softball and basketball, and I actually quit both the same year to play golf because I fell in love with it.
Miller, an MTSU alum, played golf in college and professionally. Now she's a full-time pro here at the City of Murfreesboro, growing the juniors and ladies league programs.
When I came down here, it just kind of seemed like home, and I spent 5 years down here, and so getting this job and coming back, it was just kind of like coming home.
Miller credits her stepdad for introducing her to the sport that would one day be her career.
My real dad passed away when I was young, and my mom married my dad now, and I wanted to make every step he made. So he golfed. So I took up golf, and every day he would drop me off about 8 a.m. and pick me up at 5:30, and just started golfing. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't know what golf was.
Miller is filling the shoes of longtime junior golf pro Jex Wilson, who retired in 2020.
We're super thankful for everything Jex did. He had a wonderful program, reached a lot of kids through the game of golf, taught them how to play and play it well.
Golf director Trey Adams says this is the perfect time for Miller to come on board, with golf in Murfreesboro seeing its busiest year yet.
We're on pace to have over almost 55,000 people play golf this year. That's a lot for an 18-hole facility.
Miller tells us she is thrilled to help as many people as possible learn to play golf and hopes it will inspire them the way it did her.
There's so many things that could draw kids away from going down the right path, and I know personally, had I not had golf, who knows where I would be. I don't think I would have went to college, and hopefully it's maybe if they don't even play at a college level, this is something they can do the rest of their life. They can't play football forever, they can't play baseball forever, but golf you can play whether you're 9 or 89.
The Saturday Market downtown on the historic square kicked off its 2021 season. I was there to talk with Main Street's director as well as some special guests on opening day.
Good morning, Murfreesboro. I'm Michael Lynn White with City TV, and I'm so excited to be here this morning because we are at the first day of the Saturday Market. And here to join us, of course, is Sarah Callender of Main Street. Good morning.
Good morning. This is exciting, isn't it?
This is exciting. There's so many people out here. And if you're sitting at home watching this or in your car, you better come up to the square because this is the place to be this morning.
Right. Yeah, so Main Street Murfreesboro is excited to put this market on again. It's called the Saturday Market, and we're going to do this starting today all the way through October, every Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12, around the historic courthouse of Rutherford County.
There's tons of people around here, but how many vendors do we have?
We have 63 spots. Some of the vendors have double spots, but we have 63 vendors, lots of produce vendors, meat vendors, gourmet mushrooms, bakery vendors, and we're allowing craft vendors in this year for the first time during the season.
Oh, well, that's exciting. Were people happy to hear that all that stuff was coming back this year?
Absolutely. People have been emailing us since January wanting to know what's happening. So we're really excited about it.
I am really fourth generation. We've been in Lebanon all our life. We came out here at the start of this market and been here ever since on the same corner, and it's just really exciting to see all these people back out after last year. It kind of slowed down with COVID going on, but the crowd's picked up and it's surely here today. Right now we still have a lot of greens, so we have lettuce, turnip greens, collard greens, onions, squash, zucchini, and things like that. And then we also have plants for tomatoes if you want to plant those yourself, or if you want to come back in a couple weeks, we have tomatoes as well.
We're glad to be back. I'm AAA Farms. I think, like he said, I'm about fourth generation. We're out in the Rockville area. We've been coming here to the market for about 11 years, I believe. Today we have plants and flowers, sunflowers, ferns, hanging baskets, a lot of peaches and strawberries. We'll have tomatoes and different vegetables coming along in the summer.
Yes. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining, and we're so excited that you come back year after year to support this community, so we appreciate that. And we appreciate all these people that we see behind us, and we hope you will come out.
We are excited to announce that Juneteenth is back. After being canceled last year because of COVID, Bradley Academy Von Shell Stembridge talks about all that's happening this June 19th.
Good morning, Murfreesboro. I'm Michael Lynn White with City TV, and we are here live this morning at Bradley Academy Museum, and we're very excited because this year on June 19th, Juneteenth is back. And here to tell us all about it is Von Shell Stembridge. Von Shell, thank you for joining us this morning. I'm really excited that Juneteenth is back.
I'm so excited. I actually had our a committee meeting on yesterday, and we're all excited to just bring our annual event back, bring awareness to the community, and we have so much for you all to enjoy on that weekend. So we're actually doing a 3-day event, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we have something going on Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday.
3 nights, and that is new this year. And in just a minute, we have 2 very special guests with us to tell us about those nights. But first, how excited are you to bring this back? This is really important, and I think now more than ever.
Yes, we've been working on it. We've actually been closed for over a year, so we actually didn't reopen until March the 15th. And so we actually hit the ground running. Once we got the approval that Juneteenth festivals were approved for this year, the committee meeting and the committee just grew. We have so many different agencies that wanted to get on board and play a part for the annual event. We have the health department, Murfreesboro City Schools, Parks and Rec. We have just young activists that's being a part. We have our historical association, the Friends of Bradley. The list can go on, and we are so excited that we have so many people wanting to be a part of this special event.
I'm really excited about it. And if you know, it's windy right now. It feels amazing. There's cars driving by, but right here on the street in front of Bradley Academy is where the event will be held. So if you've never been, you want to make sure to come out and I have been to Juneteenth in Murfreesboro, and it's really fun. There's music, there's people out and about with their kids and their animals and everything. The street is blocked off, so it's really fun. There's going to be food, lots of music, and so let's get into the new stuff this year, which is the Authors Night and the Youth Night. So let's bring in our two special guests to tell us all about it. So y'all come on over here, and we're really excited. We have Jayla and Donald here, and they just graduated high school. Donald actually is a graduate of the Youth Leadership Rutherford program. But anyway, so thank y'all for joining us this morning. And I know that, Jayla, for you, the Youth Night is your brainchild. So tell us what we can expect from that, because it sounds amazing.
Well, I really just wanted everybody in Murfreesboro to experience something new, something that they've never seen before. And Youth Night is something that I brought because I wanted people to see from the eyes of the youth the social outcries of the people and what's going on with everything with Breonna Taylor and all these people we see on the news. People need to know and understand, especially our youth, what we can do to further expand our minds to change the world. And so that's what I ultimately wanted to do for this, and I'm excited.
It is exciting. So Donald, why don't you tell us your role in this and why you're excited about Juneteenth?
Well, for me personally, I want to give back to my community, as I was earlier a part of Youth Leadership Rutherford, the class of 2021, and so they told us, try something new. So this year, Ms. Von Schell, I had the pleasure of meeting her, and she told me, hey, I want you to be a part of this. And I was like, yes, I would love to. So I want us to remember our past, enjoy our future, but also enjoy the present with these local Black artists in music, writing, poetry, dancing, anything.
Well, as you can see on his little flyer there, Juneteenth is June 19th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can come see these young people, and so many other people, young and old, will be out here. There's going to be dancing. I'm telling y'all, it is a party, and it's going to be really fun, while at the same time learning and celebrating African American history and culture. Okay, well, we're going to wrap this up for today. Von Schell, thank you for joining us, and thank y'all for being here. And come on out to Bradley Academy Museum on June 19th for Juneteenth. I'm Michael Lynn White, City TV.
The Murfreesboro Planning Commission voted to rename Mercury Boulevard to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard following a public hearing in May. The official renaming won't take effect until impacted residents and commercial business are notified and new street signs are posted during the transition. Proposed by City Councilman Kurt Wade in February during Black History Month, the city's planning department studied the renaming and represented the proposal during a council workshop meeting in March. Council referred the renaming to the Planning Commission. The Planning Commission is authorized by the city's subdivision regulations to consider and approve street naming changes.
I've talked about this for the last 2 years, and I think this is an appropriate time to bring it up. I'd like to change Mercury Boulevard from starting at Broad Street to South Rutherford to Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard. Every major city has a Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard. And if I went back, did my homework, Nashville has one, Chattanooga has one, Memphis has one, and Jackson has one in Tennessee. I think we need to make that step and make that happen. I'd like for us to consider that and have staff start working on that immediately.
More than 400 addresses on Mercury Boulevard will be affected by the name change, including approximately 40 commercial and government addresses and 364 single and multifamily residences. The effective date for the name change will be determined later and will give property owners, residents, businesses, and service providers, including emergency service providers, utilities, and the USPS, sufficient time to implement the change. Kyle Cantrell, a teacher at John Pittard Elementary School, has been named Extraordinary Educator by Curriculum Associates, a leading education partner serving more than 10 million teachers and students in the 50 states. The Tennessee legislature recognized Mr. Cantrell and this national honor in a resolution introduced by Senator Shane Reeves. Senator Reeves joined the John Pittard Elementary School team in celebrating Mr. Cantrell at the school. Mr. Cantrell is one of 4 Tennessee teachers who have received this prestigious recognition. They are among 75 teachers from across the country chosen for this national honor that recognizes educators based on their classroom excellence. Dr. Trey Duke, Murfreesboro City Schools director, named 4 new principals to take over the administration of 4 Murfreesboro City schools. Yanisha Campbell is the new principal of Northfield Elementary.
I just want to let you know how excited and how honored I am to be chosen the principal of Northfield Elementary. You had many choices, but you chose me, and I really appreciate that. Just so you know, I know that Murfreesboro City Schools is a system where it's like where kids come first, and I will absolutely do that for you. I'm excited to be a part of Murfreesboro City Schools, and I'm excited to be a Northfield Knight, and you will not be disappointed.
Sia Phillips, new principal of Salem Elementary.
I'm excited about the work ahead of us as we continue to live out our mission and vision at Salem Elementary. And thank you all, because we couldn't do this without your support. And at Salem, we like to start our day by saying it's definitely a great day to be a Salem Saint, and you have an open invitation to come and see what that is all about. Thank you.
Victoria Shields, new principal of Mitchell Nielsen Elementary.
Dr. Duke and board members, please know this is such an awesome experience for me. I am truly humbled and excited. Thank you so much. I trust I will do my best. I have had the opportunity to go into Mitchell Nielsen already and spend the day with the staff. They are awesome. Let me just say that. And so just as you read, Dr. Duke, I am so very focused on instruction and moving the needle. And I know that with the help of the team, we will do just that. I am truly excited and, again, very humbled. You guys have a great evening, and thank you so very much.
Natalie Hardiman, new principal of Reeves Rogers Elementary.
I just want to say I'm so grateful for this opportunity to be able to continue to lead at Reeves. We are on such an upward trend at Reeves Rogers, and I cannot wait to continue it. Thank you. Thank you for your future support, and I look forward to working with you.
Murfreesboro City Schools is an exemplary school district of 13 schools committed to the academic and personal success of each child. Murfreesboro City Schools announces its sponsorship of the Summer Food Service Program. Free meals will be available to children 18 years of age and under at the following locations, June 2nd through July 13th. Meals will not be available during July 1st through 6th. Well, that's it for this edition of In the City. As always, for more information about the city of Murfreesboro or any of the stories you've seen here, you can always visit our website at www.murfreesborotn.gov. And if you want to see any of the stories that you've seen today or catch up on some of the latest city news, you can always visit the City of Murfreesboro's YouTube channel. I'm Michael Lynn White, and until next time, we look forward to seeing you in the city.